the waste is dumped in an area that is waterlogged, it has the potential to degrade into methane products. And you know that methane is one of the chief culprits when it comes to climate change. And also the waste, if the waste then decomposes also to produce carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is one of those chief greenhouse gases, which is also a culprit of climate change. So there's need really then to manage waste in a holistic approach to ensure that we don't then increase the concentration of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere.
Chinhoyi University of Technology has developed a climate adaptation and mitigation solution. It has created a circular agricultural system where kitchen and agricultural waste is used in the production of a protein ingredient for their stock feed. The university is farming black soldier fly to replace the over-reliance on soya as a protein source in the making of stock feeds. Chinhoyi University of Technology Black Soldier Fly Farming Project Lead, Professor Robert Musundire, explains how this works.
When we talk of protein production, here we are in a greenhouse just 9 by 6 square meters, and we have a potential to produce a ton of protein per 14 days. Compared to a hectare of soybeans, and by the way, black soldier fly is superior in terms of quality, protein quality, and protein content compared to soya. You are having 1 hectare, you are having to wait 6 months, you are going to use a tractor to till, you are going to also use herbicide, pesticides, which increase carbon footprint and exacerbate the effects of climate change. Here we are just using a small space to produce the same amount of product within a short period of time or even more. And this is really one of mitigatory factors to limit the reliance or the over-reliance on protein sources coming from materials such as soybeans and other crops. So I must say protein farming using black soldier fly, it is one of the most important complementary activities to reduce the effects of climate change. I must also say that you have seen how we are valorizing wastes. Those food products could have been in the dump sites, generating a lot of ammonia, carbon, and amongst emissions that are harmful to the environment. But here we have taken them here, we have converted them, and then this insect is helping to actually reduce this impact to the environment, including carbon emissions, as well as those nutrients that we are talking that can potentially get to the river systems and then increase eutrophication amongst other bad things. So whatever comes in form of manure, we take it back to the land where it can be used in smaller and in the required quantities to produce crops. In this case, we have flies, the adult black soldier flies, which we enclose in cages and in a system where they are able to mate and produce eggs. And we normally also put a trap and the eggs are collected in these structures which we call the eggs. Right, as you can see, there's a fly that is preparing to lay its eggs. So we really manage this process very well so that we get at least 300 grams of eggs per day. And this is quite substantial because it will give us a lot of pinhead larvae that we then incubate and then take through the process of production. We are still expanding. We have a target to put at least 15 of these cages, which gives us a consistent figure of up to 3 kgs of eggs. And this is quite a lot when, as you shall see, it will produce a lot of larvae that we can use for ourselves and also to sell to any would-be producers. So we have enough capacity. Just using this structure, we are able to produce 3 kgs of eggs per 3 days, which is quite very good for us. They hatch in thousands or even in millions of them at a go. And because of limited space, we cannot grow them in this structure. for long, so we need then to transfer them into a bigger structure, which is the production. This is where we hatch the eggs, and then they hatch into pinhead larvae. So we give it very nutritious food so that they are able to produce more eggs and also live longer and give us the yield that we require. It takes about 45 days for these maggots to actually turn back into flies. So you need to plan it that way so that each time a fly dies in the cage, it will be replaced on a continuous basis within the window period of 45 days. If we want to produce feed, like animal feed, livestock feed, we normally harvest them at this stage when they are still creamy, fatty, and this is the stage with the highest nutritional composition. This is what you normally get after you harvest at 14 days. We just harvested yesterday. We could have shown you how we harvest. So this is very good, high quality protein that we have just harvested. We kill them by putting them in hot water for 2 minutes. This helps to kill surface bacteria and also kill them instantly. So we then dry this. Let me say it is very difficult to dry black soldier fly because of the fat content. It takes quite some time. So we are in the process of drying, and after drying we then mill into a powder, and this is the powder that we then formulate different kinds of livestock feed. So if you have 20 kilos of these maggots like this, depending on the formula that you are making, it normally translates 5 times its own weight into a final feed product. So if you have 20 kilos, if you formulate, you end up with 60 kilos of feed. So this is quite good, especially for small farmers. If you can just 20 kilos, it will be enough to raise a brood of chickens for the whole batch, which is very good and very practical. In 14 days, this is what you get.
Let us always engage in sustainable activities if we are to save our environment, so that the environment continue to save us now and in the future. Because the environment which we are living in does not expand, our needs may multiply, but we need to ensure that productivity still is enhanced over small pieces of sort of land, but at the same time safeguarding the environment through technologies. And that's why I'm happy that Zimbabwe is also promoting issues to do with innovations. And I think as a country that will assist us to address climate change issues. Why? Because we are going to develop locally relevant initiatives or innovations that can assist us to address climate change issues in various sectors of the economy.